Hello everybody, hope that you are good. This is a new update for Bitcoin. If you haven't read the Bitcoin Sunday update that I posted last night on Twitter, please go and read it because it's quite complete and I might give you some more information, okay? But so far what we can see in Bitcoin in the 4-hour time frame is that we had a deviation here above the 50 EMA, then price dump, and if you notice price actually dump at 4%, okay? Then price went back up, another deviation, then we saw another drop of, let me check, another 4%, all right? And now we just had another deviation here, okay? So if price drops from here, and we expect another 4%, that could take us to the 50% of the week at 26,066, okay? So that's what I'm keeping an eye on. Now, you have to also go into other time frames. For example, in the 1-hour time frame, you can see that right now, we are right below resistance. So the most likely thing is that the 50 EMA pushes the price down, okay? And also you can see in this zone here, okay, quite a lot of wicks to the upside here, but price is not breaking out of this zone, okay? So that might tell you that the market maker is building shorts, all right? So naturally, we're going to expect that Bitcoin drops from here. Of course, the invalidation would be if Bitcoin can actually break above this 50 EMA, okay, come back to it, test it as support, then that would be a very good entry point because then you would expect an upside. And here you can see that there are some liquidity pools, okay? They are not very big, but of course there are some liquidity pools. Let me mark them for you. So that's at 27,000 and 27,240, okay? So that would be a setup in the context that Bitcoin can actually come back up, break above the 50 EMA and go up. But to be honest, at the moment, again, I'll tell you, all these wicks to the upside are only telling me that market maker is building his shorts, okay? So we're going to expect price to go down from here. More important things, we had 2 wicks here. So this one is the most important one because here you have a difference of price of $500, all right? With this week you have a price difference of $350 or $400, all right? So these weeks are very important. Now you can see that they came all the way to the 50% of this week, and then they bounced from here towards the 1-hour 50 EMA, all right? So this would have been a nice setup, but again, we're expecting price to go down, all right? Where to? Well, to me it's clear. Let me remove this 50% of the week because we've already hit that target. At least, I'm still targeting the 50% of this week. I'll tell you like this, okay? I'm not happy until they fill this week, and that is gonna be my target until they get there. All right? I'm being quite clear with that. I'm not being careful sharing my ideas. I'm telling you, okay? This is my trading system. I'm expecting the 50% of the week to get filled, okay? So that's what my trading system is telling me, okay? That we need to see this 50% of the week, all right? Now, I'll tell you again, we lost this support over here, okay? Just please, well, actually, we haven't lost it yet, okay? But we might lose it soon, all right? And it's that level over there. You can see that they are, testing it as support, testing it as support, testing it as support, but we still have this week. All right, if it wasn't for this week, I could tell you, all right, yes, this is looking like, we might see some kind of a bounce here, okay, and then go higher. But with this week over here, I'm favoring still lower prices. I'm favoring that we go to this week. Hopefully, we can see this week getting filled at the start of the week. All right, and now we're going to go to high block capital because there is something quite interesting there. Yesterday, I was working on the charts and I saw something that got my attention, okay? And last time that we talked about this, we were right and it happened. So let me share my theory with you, okay? Okay, while in high block capital, let's check those liquidations in the 12 hours time frame first. Okay, you can see that there is some liquidity at 26,975. This is because, they are spiking price up in the same zone, but they are not breaking above it. So there is always some liquidity right above previous highs and also below previous low. So that's why you see all that liquidity there, okay? Now, could this mean that we might see a stop hunt, a pump to the upside right at the start of the New York session to hit all those liquidations before we see a drop? I mean, yes, why not? It's possible, okay? So you have to keep that in mind. But now let me show you, keep that in mind. If we go into the 7 days time frame, we have spoken about this liquidity zone since last week, 27,800, okay? This is quite an important level. You can see that there is quite a lot of liquidity there. But again, we are not favoring those prices as long as we are below the 50 EMA in the 1 hour time frame and in the 4 hours time frame, okay? I hope that's clear. So if you see a stop hunt right at the start of the New York session, okay, and it goes to 27k and then it gets rejected, then we're gonna favor lower prices. But if it goes higher, then it goes to the 1 hour 50 EMA, tested as support, okay, then you can see a pump, and who knows, maybe we see actually this target getting hit. But I'm telling you, if I look at the chart right now, I can only favor lower prices, because what matters is what we are seeing at the moment, and what we are seeing at the moment is that we are below two important levels, okay? These are those EMAs in the 1 hour and in the 4 hours time frame. And this is the most interesting chart in my opinion, the 3 months time frame, okay? Because you can see a lot of liquidity here. You see a lot of liquidity at 25,400. This is a very important zone in the chart. I'll go again through the chart later, but I've explained this for quite some time. Also 22,500, this liquidity zone, it hasn't moved for months, I will tell you, okay? In fact, it's getting brighter, this bar. So it's telling you that there is more liquidity here even now. And of course to the upside, quite important. That's why we're gonna go now in a second back into Bitcoin, and I'm gonna tell you really quickly in a minute the high time frame analysis. But the most important thing in this time frame is this, okay? What we saw recently happening here, okay? You see this week to the downside at 25,800, but you have to wonder, why didn't they bring this week all the way down, okay? Hit those liquidations and then bounce. And I'm gonna tell you what I think. Last time I said this, it was I think last week, and it played out, okay? And it was in a different time frame, but it doesn't matter because the price action, it happens in the 1 minute time frame, and what you see in the 1 minute time frame, it also happens in the 5 minutes time frame, 15 minutes time frame, 1 hour time frame, 4 hours time frame, daily, weekly time frame, monthly time frame. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, price action is still the same. You see the same behavior in the candlesticks, okay? So what I think is that this pump here is a run for liquidity, okay? What does that mean? That means that they haven't hit this zone here of 25,400, and they've come instead to 25,800 and then bounce, because during this bounce they know that there is going to be a lot of retail traders that they are thinking, oh, that was the dip, it's pumping now, I'm gonna buy, I'm gonna go long, all right? And that's when you see this area getting brighter, because if you check here, okay, check this zone here and check this zone here, you can see it's brighter now, okay? Because there is now more liquidity in that zone, because the retail has open longs here. It's opening longs, all right? So when they open longs with high leverage, their liquidations are going to be in this zone too. That's why if they come out to this zone and they attack these liquidations, they are gonna get more, okay? I mean, this is a rough estimation of high block capital, but you can see that in this zone there is 55 billions worth of liquidations. That was 10 days ago, okay? Right before the week. And now we have 60 billions, okay? So you can see that it has increased almost at 10%. That's what I mean, guys. That's why I think this is a room for liquidity. And I think that we are gonna see still lower prices. And this pump, call it bull trap or manipulation as you want. I'm gonna call it run for liquidity. Okay, because that's what it is. They are running up just to gather more liquidity in this zone. So when they come to this zone again, okay, they're gonna hit it in a more efficient way. So that's what I believe at the moment. We are back in Bitcoin, okay? So let me remove all these drawings and let me tell you what I think in higher time frame, okay? So we have this zone over here, okay, where we saw, you know, a sell-off, then price went back to the zone, we saw another sell-off, and to be honest, we haven't tested this zone as support yet, okay? So this was a very important resistance that we haven't tested as support yet. So that's what I think the price should eventually come to this zone, okay? This is 25,200, all right? Then you also have the 50 EMA in the weekly time frame in this zone, all right? So that's quite important. And if you remember, you know, the liquidation heat map that we've just seen in the 3 months time frame in high block, there is a lot of liquidity in this zone at 25,400, okay? So that's telling me essentially that this zone right here, okay, this blue box here is a zone, is the zone in the chart that is the most interesting at the moment, all right? That's what I want price to come to this zone and see what it does, because in this zone, what price could do, all right, is come here, test this zone as support, hit all these liquidations, and then bounce and go to higher highs, right? Or what it can do is come to this zone, lose this level, all right, and then you can see price, you know, going lower. Where to? Well, you have this liquidity pool over here. That's at 22,000. Also remember the liquidation heat map. 22,000. We had also a massive liquidity zone, right? So that's an interesting zone in the chart. You also have this wick over here, okay? So that's, you know, if we lose 25, you're going to see 22 and potentially, I believe, 21-ish, 20,700, okay? So that's why I think that this in the chart, that is 25,200, okay, between 25,200 and 25,400, that's the most interesting zone in the chart. And we are only, you know, $1,000 away from it. So why not? Why wouldn't you expect price to come to this zone, okay? Maybe we see some kind of fake out, could be to the upside, or it could be to the downside, okay? And then you could see something like this, all right? But price needs to come to this zone, 25,200, 25,400-ish. So I hope that's clear, guys. We're still keeping an eye on this week over here, okay? This week is done. They've already filled the 50% exactly to the dollar, all right? That was like this. That week is done, but we still have this big week here, okay? And that's around $26,066, I think it was. So for now, we're favoring lower prices, but if we see in the 1 hour time frame a flip of resistance into support of the 1 hour 50 EMA, okay, then I'm gonna enter along in this zone, okay, at the retrace of the 50 EMA, okay, and I'm gonna favor this zone over here that is 27,075 and also 27,240, right? So that's pretty much everything, guys. I hope that was useful. I hope that was clear, and I'll see you soon.